It all starts at Stratford University, where we meet Daryl Witherspoon, an extremely hard-working student who takes on various roles, including campus tour guide and mailman. While guiding groups around the university, he simultaneously sorts mail, multitasking at its best. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video to help me out. Before we continue, I'd like to recommend Matt Parr's course for growing on YouTube. It helped me monetize several channels and earn over $10,000 from them. If you're interested, just click the link in the description and check it out. I guarantee you won't regret it. It's definitely the best investment I've ever made in my life. After finishing one tour, he jumps right into another without missing a beat. Later, in his room, Daryl's nap is interrupted by a phone call from his mom, who asks about his job prospects. Ever the optimist, Daryl assures her that he is the top candidate for a great job. In reality, he is drowning in financial problems and even pretends to be dead to avoid tuition calls. Desperate for money, Daryl tries everything from donating blood, fainting in the process, to attempting to sell his short hair at a braiding salon, which predictably results in him being thrown out. In the university cafeteria, he encounters his rival Scott, who seems tailor-made for the prestigious position they are both vying for. A beautiful girl named Janice also catches Daryl's attention, adding another layer to his chaotic life. During a lecture by a representative from the Smythe-based corporation, the job qualifications are laid out, favoring Scott. Undeterred, Daryl decides to showcase his athletic prowess by joining the ice hockey team, despite never having played before. Through sheer determination and a bit of help from his roommate Tim, the team captain, he gets a chance to play, though poorly at first. A breakthrough occurs when Daryl stumbles upon a neuropsychology seminar offering money to participants. Unbeknownst to him, the experimental drug he agrees to test heightens his senses to superhuman levels, albeit with some initial discomfort. His new abilities soon make him a campus sensation, impressing the representatives from the Smythe-based corporation and earning him a spot as the 6th finalist for the coveted position. Daryl's super senses also come in handy in his pursuit of Janice, as he impresses her by identifying her perfume, leading to a dinner date. Daryl's roommate, Tim, suspects he is on drugs when he sees him injecting himself. However, Daryl's enhanced abilities secure him a spot on the hockey team, where he becomes a star, leading Stratford to an unprecedented victory. This film, reminiscent of the bizarre comedy Dumb and Dumber, shows the lengths Daryl goes to achieve success. Interestingly, a fun fact about this movie is that actor Marlon Wayans, who plays Daryl, performed many of his own stunts. In Daryl's shoes, I wouldn't fake my own death to avoid bills, but I would certainly leverage any new superpowers to impress both job panelists and romantic interests. Daryl Witherspoon's life at Stratford University takes another ironic twist when he heads to an interview at the Smythe-based corporation. Armed with his superhuman senses, he eavesdrops on other interviews and deftly fills in the gaps missed by other candidates, impressing board member Randall Tyson. Tyson then assigns Daryl the task of impressing potential client Arlo Vickers, which Daryl eagerly agrees to. With the final decision looming in 5 days, Daryl spends an evening wooing Janice with a romantic dinner, complete with poetic verses given to him by his roommate, Tim. The next day, Daryl introduces Janice to his family, impressing them with his new relationship and financial support. Back at the dorm, Tim discovers Daryl using the experimental drug and worries about his friend's health. In an attempt to prove the drug's benefits, Daryl takes a double dose, resulting in severe side effects that desensitize his senses in rotation. Despite Dr. Whedon's advice to rest for 3 days, Daryl can't miss the final competition. This culminates in a ridiculous attempt to impress Vickers during a basketball game, where Daryl's disoriented behavior amuses Vickers but jeopardizes his chances. That night, Lorraine, Janice's sister, flirts with Daryl, only to be interrupted by Janice, who finds him in an embarrassing position and leaves in anger. Flirting with the girlfriend's sister? Seriously, Daryl? That's asking to be on an episode of Jerry Springer. I keep a safe distance from Lorraine, preferably a continental one. Desperate to make amends and secure his future, Daryl asks Tim for help with the final interview, while Scott, his rival, receives professional coaching. Despite his deteriorating health, Daryl prepares diligently, But his misfortunes continue when a homeless man robs him on the way to the interview, leaving him naked. Using a trash can lid for modesty, he buys inadequate clothes and arrives at the interview, where his drug-induced mishaps culminate in him urinating on himself. Surprisingly, this signals the drug leaving his system, and Daryl, now normal, impresses the interview panel with his unconventional honesty, ultimately landing a junior analyst position. Sometime later, Daryl is now a junior analyst at the Smythe-based corporation, having married Janice and begun a new chapter in life, leaving behind the absurd but heartfelt saga of his college days. This film received mixed reviews upon release. While some critics praised the comedic performances, especially by Wayans and Spade, others found the humor overly simplistic. However, the film has become a cult classic for many fans of 90s comedies. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. See you next time.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect.